We pray for better days.
Hello and welcome everybody to HR L&D Essentials. Thank you for joining me today. But before we start, let me ask you something. Are you tired of not being shortlisted for an interview? Well, if that is the case, the answer can be because of your cover letter. Therefore, in today's video, we are going to focus on the importance of the cover letter during the recruitment process. Are you ready? Then, let's jump in. The aim of this video will be to highlight the importance of the cover letter, what you should include on it, and how a cover letter can increase your chances to get an interview. But what are we going to cover? We will go through what exactly is a cover letter, why is it important, layout and consistency, tips to stand out from other candidates, and the structure. Firstly, let's start with what exactly is a cover letter. A cover letter is a document that is sent along with your CV, basically to support your expertise to carry out a specific job. It's not mandatory, but sometimes required. So in this way, recruiters can have additional information about candidates to make informed decisions during the recruitment process. But remember, it will be a maximum of 1 page. Secondly, why is it important? Well, it is important because it will be the documents that support your CV, but in a more specific and detailed way. It also provides recruiters the opportunity to get to know you and the way that you express yourself. Therefore, having a strong cover letter can increase your chances to get an interview. You can do this by sharing past experiences, showing data, or results. The point here is that we have to understand this step as a chance to sell ourselves. However, there is a lot that you also have to take into account before, such as doing research about the organization and linking all your experience with the essential requirement of the job or key skills. So let's outline this. First, it is a chance to present ourselves. Second, it's a way to show why you are suitable for the role that they offer. And third, how you can contribute to the solution. The thing here is that in your CV you have the chance to summarize your skills, abilities and experience, but a cover letter really gives you your time to shine. Therefore, demonstrate what you have done and what you can bring to help the organization to get the job done. Basically, provide a sample and well-funded answer that complement your ability to perform that job. I will go into more details later on. Number 3. Layout and consistency. It is very important that all the cover letter follows the same pattern, as well as your CV, for example in terms of font size, titles and colors. Therefore, be as consistent as possible. You can use many templates from Word, Canva or other websites. However, I highly recommend you going for a plain and clear template. But you can also consider using Canva. The good thing about this platform is that all the features are endless, so you can customize your design and templates as you wish, especially because a huge percent of them are for free. And the best thing is how easy it is to use. Number 4. Tips to stand out from the crowd. There are many tips that I can tell you about, such as using formal language, readability, and structure. But I guess that all of you know that already. So now I will share with you some extra tips. First, use as many keywords as possible in your cover letter, especially the ones related to the job in question, such as the concepts used in the job description. For example, for a customer service manager role, we could use words such as customer engagement, retention, meeting deadlines, targets, or teamwork. We will have a look into that later on. Second, use Word or PDF documents, as these ones tend to be the best options to fill application forms or pass application tracking systems. Easily explained, application tracking systems are software that screen and analyze CVs and cover letter by using keywords. Maybe I will cover that more in detail in another video. And third, do research and engage with their events or project to leave a good first impression. Also, one of the things that recruiters love is making things easier for the audience, in this case, for hiring managers. But how can we do that? Well, try to give as much details as possible about the role itself, such as reference number, contact details, name, email address, phone or address. Oh, by the way, you do not need to share your full address, so your street name and your postcode should be more than enough. Therefore, be specific and show exclusivity with that particular organization, so do not share the same cover letter for all the applications. Sorry for saying this, I know that it's time consuming, but attention to detail here is crucial. Now, to address this, we are going to have a look at a customer service manager role at HR Solutions. Here, we can also see the essential criteria of the job that we will have to link to our expertise, such as strong experience supervising teams in a customer service environment, ability to manage real-time targets such as customer satisfaction and retention rates, and capacity to work under pressure to meet deadlines. Number 5. Structure. In this section, we will take a look at all parts of the cover letter, such as nailing the hook, the body, and the closure. But before we start, be very careful in the way that you structure your cover letter, your writing skills, and how you communicate those ideas. Here, we can see the structure of the cover letter that we are going to follow. Sorry if it looks messy and confusing, but do not worry, we will have a look step by step. We can start with our name, our contact details, and organization's details. Also, do not forget the ID reference number, read the position, and the name of the person who is going to deal with your application. Normally, you can find this information at the end of the job offer, LinkedIn, or in the company's website. Just personalize it. Small details are very important here, but never use to who it may concern or dear sir, madam. It doesn't sound right. So if you are running out of options or you cannot find the name of the recruiters, it is better address it as dear hiring manager or hiring team. After this, we can focus on the hook, which is around 3 lines, followed by the body, 3 contents paragraph, normally about introducing yourself, education, and professional experience. And we will end up with the closure, the date, and your signature. Remember, it is a maximum of 1 page. So let's have a look at it closely. After adding all the required details, we will address it as dear name or HR Solutions hiring team. Well, here also depends on you, but normally an open and formal approach with some touches of humor is possible or with help. Therefore, for the hook, I would recommend a passionate and friendly start explaining what triggered your interest in that position in that organization. Bear in mind that a memory or past experience can help a lot to create a connection. So, let's start. Now, let's go with an example of nailing the hook. It has been 2 years now since I assisted at your conference Behind the Targets in London. And I have to highlight that moment made me realize how attached my career is to building consistent relationships with clients. Your messages always inspire me to become better at my job. And that confidence is what I would like to transmit to the public as a customer service manager at HR Solutions. The next ones can vary a bit, but we can start in this way. In the first paragraph, I would recommend introducing yourself and sharing what you are passionate about, instead of going straight to the point, writing all that you have done. Do not be like a robot. We are social beings, so show your potential in a natural way. For example, I consider myself a friendly, approachable, and open-minded person. I love reading, watching series, and sharing experiences with people from all over the world. My family always told me that I always put others' needs over mine, like when I was a little kid. I had to look after my 3 brothers while my parents were working, and I have to say that I haven't changed at all since then. And that is what I feel when I coordinate my team. I like that feeling of meeting people's needs. It is very rewarding and important for me. Now it is on you to craft your own examples. The second paragraph can be related to work experience. This one can be the largest part. Here we can add our experiences, achievement, and how you meet the requirements related to the job description. And remember to be specific and do not forget offering data to support your information. For example, during my 5 years of experience working for reputable customer service firms, I demonstrate the ability to resolve several complaints and escalation issues effectively by using CRMs, such as Salesforce. Having a good understanding of these softwares allow me to identify needs, achieve my target, and meet the deadlines accurately. Last summer, at company's name, we increased the retention customer rate to 23% by applying new marketing strategies and redesigning our website to a more user-friendly approach. We also opened a new brand in Aberdeen, where I led, supervised, and trained the new team. We managed to set up and get back on track in all departments in just 1 month. Thanks to our team planification, where all contribute by sharing past mistakes and setting smart objectives. Third paragraph, academic experience. For example, I studied in a small city in Scotland, but in 2010 I moved to Glasgow to start my degree in public relationships. I also spent 1 year in Italy as an Erasmus student, and I worked during the weekends as a barman. That helped me a lot to put into practice my customer skills, but also gave me the opportunity to meet many people. In 2016, I came back to Glasgow to study a master in digital communications, where I achieved a 2-to-1 grade. The closure is about creating a connection with the organization. Highlight that you are familiar with their services, values, and mission, and convince them to get an interview. In this section, you can mention your transferable skills, your contributions toward the project, or even your volunteer experience. Therefore, show that you can merge well with the culture of the organization, bring long-term benefits, and work towards the same goals. Regardless of all my experiences in customer service, I have to mention that I have also faced several challenging and stressful situations, but I can say that I have always approached them in a professional way by supporting my decisions, by offering data and showing convincing results. However, I have to say that some of my management decisions were influenced by your conferences, so I try to adapt those ideas to achieve the best outcomes. Despite the challenges, it has been a great journey. Now I feel ready to progress with my career by taking on new challenges, and I would love to do that in your organization as your new customer service manager. Do not forget to add the date and your signature. And the last step is about proofreading and removing vague concepts. So let's have a look if we have covered all the requirements of the job description, especially by using strong words such as demonstrate, identify, analyze, or diversify. Here we can see the final result. It shouldn't be that long, but I try to give you as many ideas as possible to cover a maximum of 1 page. Now it is on you to play around it and build up your own cover letter. And well, this brings my presentation to the end. So I hope that you enjoy the content, and please do not hesitate to share your thoughts or comment below. So see you in the next video.